That was the greatest intro to a TV show ever in the history of television, perhaps. Certainly one of, right? It's got to be on a top 10 list, probably top 5. Fantastic little entertaining intro. This is me finally getting around to watching the Peacemaker series. This coming off the announcement that season 2 of Peacemaker has finished filming and will start at the end of summer. I believe August is when it starts airing. So what better time to get caught up on the first season? Now, this is a review for my wrestling fans, for my wrestling show here. Because, of course, John Cena is the star of this show as Peacemaker. But welcome to fellow nerds, anybody that's just into Peacemaker as a show that wanted to watch a review, comic book fans, that sort of thing, DC fans. Welcome, fellow nerds. You will hopefully enjoy this just the same. But John Cena, the starring role here, the titular character of Peacemaker. This is the spin-off TV series from the movie The Suicide Squad. Not Suicide Squad, The Suicide Squad. It's kind of like the soft remake or sequel to Suicide Squad. And John Cena played Peacemaker in that movie. And James Gunn, the director and writer of this show, and now the head honcho in DC overall for over at HBO. He's like the Kevin Feige for DC. If you understand that reference. He just loved working with John Cena. So he wanted to, during the pandemic, he got bored and he started working on a spinoff. And here it is, Peacemaker. And it has received great reviews. It's critically acclaimed as one of the best comic book TV shows of all time. And I got to agree, this show was fantastic. It's funny as hell, first of all. Us wrestling fans know John Cena has his comedic side, especially the dry humor. You know, he plays a great straight man, and I don't mean sexually, I mean comedically. He plays a great straight man, which makes the punchlines hit that much harder. Always very funny. He plays the biggest douchebag in this show, but like a lovable douchebag. And you do learn to love him, you know, if you're thinking, you know, he came off of the Suicide Squad as a pretty big heel. But he certainly turns babyface on this show. The comedy is fantastic. It's everything you would expect from James Gunn as a writer, as a director. Some of the conversations that take place on this show, they're so preposterously silly, but that's what makes this show so fun. Now, and there's a great story throughout it. Like, it really does tug at your heartstrings. There's heart to it. There's emotion. There's depth. There's consequences and stakes, kind of. Like, it's not just a comedy show, but it is a comedy show, as you saw from that opening. Like, it's primarily, I would say, an adult comedy, adult humor with some action. It was kind of low budget, though it did so well for Max that I expect it's going to have a significant little budget increase for season 2, which will probably show itself in a more spectacular presentation, more explosions, action scenes, that kind of thing. But for what they did, it was really, really well done. John Cena, I think, is the MVP of this show, showing off his acting chops, putting to rest, I think, any criticism of John Cena as an actor, because he's able to not only be funny, but be emotional and deep and get you to like him, even though he's a complete and total douchebag, and portray that douchebag with such confidence. You know, there's a full episode and a half where he's walking around in his underwear. He's singing into a vibrator. He's just, I mean, there's just preposterous things. This car that he drives is the most obnoxious. His helmets, he's walking around in public in uniform. I mean, the level of douchebaggery here is unprecedented. He's got a little cast of characters that I think were in the end scene of the original of the Suicide Squad movie when Amanda Waller was about to blow them up and she gets knocked out by one of the crew or something. Those crew people are on the show. One of them is James Gunn's wife. She plays a character by the name of Harcourt. And then Amanda Waller's daughter is a character. Spoiler alert, I guess. I don't know. They reveal it very early. I think it's kind of obvious there. They got like a tech guy, a guy in the chair. So good cast. John Cena's dad is in this movie. Not his actual dad, but a character playing his dad. Being played by the guy who played the liquid metal cop in Terminator. And what's his name? Robert something. I'm forgetting it off the top of my head, but he did great too, and he played a straight up just the worst human being you could possibly write. You know, very racist, outwardly racist, homophobic, slurs everywhere, just gay slurs, Asian slurs, talking about killing different races. Like he just the worst, a straight up Nazi. I don't know. Can we say that on YouTube without getting straight up Kanye West group of folks that just the worst of all people. There was a little bit. I felt like if I had a criticism of this was a very heavy-handed with its woke subcontext, you know, its subtext or whatever. You know, they really play up the fact that John Cena is probably Peacemaker is probably racist, and you know, they really hammer home the bad guyness of his dad, who has no redeeming qualities at all, just the worst human being possible. And then, you know, the without giving away complete spoilers, you know, the end scene, like there's a reason for everything that's going on, and the reason given is very wokey. You know, it's along the lines of conservatives, Republicans are a problem, so we gotta fix it. We gotta fix it for you because you're not capable of fixing the problem yourself. So very heavy-handed on the wokeness. You know, there's a gay character, all of that stuff. But it's also a product of its times. You know, this did come out in 2022, and we were kind of peak woke in the media. I think that's kind of slowed down now since the South Park did the Kathleen Kennedy joke with put a chick in and make her gay, like that, and then that mixed with like all the Disney Plus shows bombing and stuff because of this kind of thing. I think maybe we'll see that toned down a little bit, but it seems to be a James Gunn thing. So if you can look past that, which you can, it's not so heavy-handed that it's just in your face the whole time. There's a whole lot to love. There's this character called Vigilante. He's a complete goof, also a sociopathic murderer, but a complete goof as kind of a sidekick. There's this little ninja guy, Judo, is that his name? Judo? I don't know. Yeah, I think his name is Judo. I'm not sure, but he just this little short guy that just kicks the shit out of everybody and eats chips. Just a fun show. I don't want to give away spoilers. I won't go too much further. We'll kind of wrap it up there. But I recommend watching the show if you haven't yet and you get the chance to. And if you have, I'd love to know your thoughts on it. I just think this sets John Cena up for a lot of success in Hollywood. I think this kind of cements him as a Hollywood player. I think James Gunn liking him so much and basically creating this character or creating the show just for the opportunity to work with John Cena. And I think now, you know, he's promised to keep this character going, whether it's involved with the current DC universe or not. He'll either tie it into the DC universe or make it an Elseworld show, but he's, you know, locked into the Peacemaker character, and rightfully so, because it's a hit. It's an absolute hit, and I expect season 2 to be too. But what are your thoughts? Let me know down in those comments below. Peace, love, and pizza. I am your boy, Seth Grimes, and we'll catch you in the next video. Let me tell you something, brother. Thanks for watching the video. Check out more great clips by hitting that subscribe button, dude. And while you're there, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to say your prayers and eat your vitamins, brother.